let me make it practical. In Catway, the way we charge you 1,000 naira base fee for up to 4 kilometers. So if you are going from point A to point B, and the distance is 4 kilometers, we'll charge you 1,000 naira for it. However, for every additional kilometer, we charge you 175 naira additional. So let's say it's 4 kilometers, we charge 1,000. Are we together? So if it is 5 kilometers, we charge 1,175. If it's 6 kilometers, we charge 1,350. But you know that my vendors are not buying that idea. Agbo. Okay, Agbo is in a place in Bad. Let me pick a place. Okay, Solo. We're at Solo now. If I want to ship to Solo, I want a defined price. There's not like Isolo, the auction war, Isolo, Holy Savior. No. I want the price for this. And the truth is that we start looking in that direction. Because those are the things that make us lose customer. For some of us that have started business, there's something that happens a lot in Nigeria. We are not great on retention. We like to acquire new customer all the time. And the one we have not served them well and enough. So many times you have to go meet your customer, think about the process. Oh, what can I do better? You see, when I asked, the way I told you, I asked Chef Carbs, what can I do better? What can I do to help your business? See, anytime you want to also walk up to your customer don't buy based on what you think the value is. Customer buy based on the value they can see themselves get from that product. You know, for instance now, if someone come and tell you, oh, iPhone, Itel, Techno, what's the third phone Chancellor does? Techno, Itel, and Infinix. People will tell you that, oh, buy Infinix is better than Itel. Buy Itel is better than, buy iPhone is better than Android. The truth is that people, you will see flashy products they sell because individual value perception matters a lot in the products you're selling. So when you want to sell, you don't go out to say, this obo, this. Hear what they are saying. And one critical thing I want to mention in growth is feedback. You can just say in school, you started this particular Zobo business, and your friends told you that your Zobo is too sugary. Then you tell your friend, sugar and mamun be me. To my shame will like it. The truth is that the question you should be asking yourself is that if you feel the sugar is not enough, or you feel like the sugar is moderate, you ask yourself, so why is Anu having issue with the sugar level? Oh, maybe for me now, the way I interact with sugar, for instance, I don't want to tell you guys if I take a lot of sugar or I take spoiler oil, but then the way I interact with sugar is from the way my friend interacts. Oh, you can see they are married people. Married people are careful about sugar. We are married ones. We're like, let me get sugar. Do you understand? I can take it. But my people are like, no. At a certain age, people will be like, I cannot take sugar anymore. So you have to understand, why is Anu saying that the sugar in my Zobo is too much? Now, the second thing, let me branch out to growth, business modeling and growth. What can help you? You have to always think and reinvent your product all the time. Even when your product is selling, you reinvent. Because what makes Mr. Big failed is not money. Many people think that once I have money, every solution is solved. When you have money is problem. I'm telling you. Okay, let me give you, before I go back to my Mr. Big's analogy, and someone should just hold that for me, so I'll not forget. Let me use Catway, practical example. When I told you that we were going to start, I told you we got some bikes, right? And I said we couldn't get plate number for it. For my partner, do you know I returned some of those bikes back? Because at some certain, and that's the truth. And this happened, and the funny thing is that after that time, have we bought more bikes? Yes. Because at some certain time, you might think that you have the capacity to win a thing. But the truth is that in the actual sense, you don't have the capacity. Right? So let me go back to Mr. Biggs before I move to capacity, where I'll talk about people, then we'll round off from there. So Mr. Biggs' ideally problem is not money, was never shown. There was Mr. Biggs everywhere. I was even showing my friend when I was coming that when I was young, when we used to come to Central Church, this is the Mr. Biggs. We used to, I was going to say, I know say if you don't build house on Tupam, because they could have built a house, but then I think they've sold it to another business or whatnot. But the point is, the problem they had was no money. Am I saying money is critical? Yes, money is critical. Even the Bible acknowledges and say, money answereth all. Are we together? Money answereth all But you know, one of the few things, as much as, yeah, I'm not, that's not to put a disposition to what the Bible said, right? One of the things money will not solve for you is what your brain should do. Because anything your brain capacity should do, money might necessarily not solve those things for you. So you have to think always beyond money. Now, so the problem Mr. Biggs had was never money, was never distribution. If I'm to take two random answers, do anybody have an idea of what the problem could have been? Does anybody have an idea? There's no wrong answers. Does anybody have an idea? Quality job. Quality. And that was one of the key things. Thanks so much, sir. Please, let's give a round of applause. That is one of the key things. Quality. When you are distributing, you have to be careful of quality. You have to be very, very careful. And that's why we have quality assurance guys. They are checking, oh, Zobo tatafanu. Zobo tatani jetani. Chain are the same. Because the truth is that you can think for you. You might think that your Zobo is the same thing. But no, your Zobo is not the same thing. Quality. I eat at Mr. Biggs, Holy Savior Road. His taste is different from the one I'm eating in Ibadan. Because I came in from Ibadan this morning. Right? So I'm like, let me go to where I can get a consistent. And people are very, very funny about quality being consistent. We've had to lose customers because of that. They will say, Catway is fast today, Catway is not fast tomorrow, this one, that one, that one, that one. And we are doing everything possible to improve that. You know, for people that love football, I think it was just Mario. He was talking about Dele Alli in one interview. I don't watch football actually, but I watched that clip. He was saying that Dele Alli cannot be a great player. Why? He said, you perform today, you don't perform tomorrow. You perform today, you don't perform tomorrow. Because naturally, that would kill anybody, right? So let's talk about organization, structures, people. You see, when I started, I said, you must be intentional about what? Networks. My co-founder has been my friend since, I think, 2013 or thereabouts, right? And you have to be intentional about the people you meet. You have to be intentional because these networks are the first people you will check in to employ from. Why? Because many times, as entrepreneurs, as startups, we don't have all the resources to throw around. So you want to look at your friend, you want to look to your friend and ask, can you please do this for me? Right? So you have to build network. Some of the labors you have to pay over. Take for instance, if I want to charge someone for a business consultation, I know what I can charge. And a normal person that comes to me. If I want to charge that way, for instance, what I'm charging is different because what? You'll be leveraging on the network he has with me. Also, in building people now, you have to be sure business is not charity. And that's why I said that today we are talking about what? Entrepreneurs. Right? Business is not charity. So you have to be intentional about everybody joining your team. And you have to put structure in place. And also, the best product any business can have is people. You take for instance, let me come back to Catway. If you ask for a dispatch service today, I will not leave my office to come and deliver the package to you. You will see who? You will see the people, the riders first. Even before you can see me. You might not even get to see me. I only know if you're our customer. Those that are paying us big money, I know them. I have to go and visit them and say, so the point is, you have to be very intentional but with people management. You don't treat people as item. You don't treat people as item because you have to build a good culture within your business, right? The truth is that because it's a two-man business, you might feel like, I don't need this part. Everything the person is doing that is coming on board must be defined. Because, let me tell you, once there is no order, there will be issues. There will be issues. I don't think this timer is working, so I don't know how many minutes I have more. This, so that I will not move forward. So let me just reiterate. So if you're not taking any lesson from today, the first lesson that I have here is start with courage. And as you can see, we have courage on one of these tags we have here. Courage is very important. You start with what you have. You don't have to wait for it to be fully ready. You know, there's what they call in products. There's what they call minimum viable products. What you can set out with. Let's go back to our example of water. If you want to sell this bottled water, the first product you're probably looking at is the bottle container itself, because you can sell the container to people, right? Water you cannot have serving people water in their palm, right? So if you have the bottle and you cannot even produce water, you cannot filtrate, you cannot get the NAFDAC, you cannot get this and that, you can literally get the bottle sorted and start selling. The second one is expect setback. Expect it. Failure is part of life. Failure is part of life. I've given you guys instance how to mitigate all this setback. Sometimes it's leveraging a network, right? Sometimes also is that you just go back to your drawing board, redraft it. Sometimes to review your business model to see what is working. Yeah, and the last one here is that value people. Value people a lot. Then I'll close with this. I want to read this from my iPad directly. So I want you to remember this. Every success story that you admire today was once a messy draft. Nobody starts perfect. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit is simple. They recalibrate and they do what? They keep moving. Idea may start as a business, but it is people who sustain it. And that is the reason you have to value people and keep them within your team. So to the students here wondering if you should start, to the graduates wondering and doubting because of failure, to professionals considering a new path, let today be your calibration moment. Do not hesitate, because hesitation robs you of progress. Fail 7 times, rise 8. You must rise the 8th time, because you must beat failure. The path will not make sense. The journey will be long. However, at the end, it's worth it. Thank you for having me.
How many of you enjoyed that session? I did not say clap now. I said, how many of you enjoyed that session? So if you enjoyed that session, can you lift your hand? All right. So now, if you enjoyed that session, can you put your hands together? Okay. Is there anything that you took note of in that session? Is there anything? Can somebody just mention? Boldness and network. Boldness and network. So you must have boldness and you must have network. All right? The first step is to be courageous. Is to be courageous. And then you can't do it without people. Together, can we say thank you? Can we say that together? Thank you, sir. We are grateful. Don't forget, if you have anything to dispatch, not in Lagos though. All right. So we'll be moving next. And then I tell you, it can only get better. It can only get better. Who is excited with me? Nobody? Okay, let me focus here. I think we need to move this thing to this side. Are you excited? Are you excited, yeah? All right. Okay, there's some people there. Oh. Are you excited? Yes. All right. So again, we have in our midst a growth strategist, an entrepreneur, an educator with a strong track record of building and scaling businesses across Africa. And not just about Africa's startup ecosystem. So again, we are talking about startup. All right? He's the managing partner at Branjik Studio, where he drives growth strategies, monetization models, and digital innovation for diverse projects. He also serves as a faculty at Product Dive, mentoring and lecturing aspiring and experienced product managers on high impact product growth and market fit. Until recently, he was country lead, Nigeria at Senwa, where he oversaw operations, market entry, and customer growth in the Nigerian market. This person is an entrepreneur at heart, is the founder of Nifries, a thriving quick service food brand, reflecting his belief in building scalable, people-first ventures with over a decade in marketing. How many years is a decade? How many years is a decade? So, he has over 10 years in marketing. You should listen to such person. All right? Growth, he has over 10 years in marketing, growth operations, fintech, including a pivotal role at Flutterwave. How many of you know Flutterwave? Flutterwave. Okay. It combines data-driven strategies, AI-powered automation, and operational excellence to accelerate business success. A sought-after speaker and podcast guest. How many of you have heard of the Moonshot podcast? Moonshot podcast. So write it down. Moonshot podcast. He's known for his practical insights on innovation, resilience, and sustainable growth in Africa's evolving business landscape. You should not joke with this, because today it will break down practical growth strategies, branding essentials. Some of you have business already, but you don't know how to start the branding. And data-driven methods for scaling sustainable, helping both new founders and 9-to-5 professionals see how to grow ventures that stand the test of time. You don't want to be like Mr. Biggs, so you need to listen. All right? And who will be speaking to us? We have no other person but Oluwaferomi Aje Tomobi. Can we put our hands together?
Feels like you're in danger and now life got your back on the wall. Take everything on your own. Even when impossible. Feels like there's no
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
without a
It's a pleasure to be here. That's a nice song, by the way. What song is that?
Feels like it's impossible. Hold on,
What song is that? Okay.
it's about the journey.
Actually, thank you very much. You know, some of us assume that everyone that comes here is some bold person that knows exactly what they are doing, and they're not scared. But if this ground can open, I'll just. But it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so happy to see a number of people here. Thank you for having me. My name is Feromi, but if you see me on the road, you can just call me Ferry, F-E-R-I, because some people are not Yoruba, and it might be hard to pronounce the name properly. That's good. I like that. Thank you so much. So it's a pleasure to be here, and what is going to happen? Time of walking. Sorry. How much time do we have? 25 minutes, right? Okay, 25 minutes. So we'll just work with 20 minutes. Sorry, let me get my phone. Thank you very much. So what's going to happen here today is we're going to have a conversation. At some point, I might walk into the audience, ask questions, and we discuss together. How many of us remember the St. Louis Sugar, the one in the blue pack, right? Remember, did you ever see any ad of them growing up or anything, not like that? So I'm going to start off by saying, people used to say a lot of things like, oh, St. Louis does not advertise, they don't do anything. You get like, it's Elisha because they're St. Louis ads. That one, I've seen them myself. But the point there is, a number of people think of branding as when you do ads, when you talk out there, when you you put something out there. So my question first is, what do you think branding is? I'm just going to ask a few people, and there are no wrong answers. That's the truth. What do you think branding is as a person, as a company? Think branding is? Where do I start from now? Like I said, there are no wrong answers. I promise, there are no wrong answers. Lady in blue, hi. What do you think branding is?
Branding is anything that represents you. It has to be top notch, something that distinguishes you from the rest.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Does anyone else want to try? Like I said, there are no wrong answers. You know how people do when we're in secondary school and they ask questions, they will now put their head up so I don't call you. But I'm in pink. Hello. But don't now put your head up actually. What does branding mean to you? Guy, I hope that after this class you don't get shy again. Huh? So, the truth about branding is, okay, sir, thank you.
It's a promotion of a particular product as a means of advertising.
Thank you. Oh, yes, please.
Identity of a product.
Very good. So, we've seen advertising, identity of a product. The idea of branding started like when people were, I've forgotten the country, people were rearing pigs, and you wanted to separate your pigs from another person's pig. So there was this iron tattoo that you put on a pig to identify and make that pig stand out like this person owned this one, that person owned that one. Now, going back to the St. Louis example, we might say that we did not see ads of St. Louis. We did not see